in the raw. In the raw. RK Skyner Free Media, your friend, your brother, in the raw. HAJI Dr. ROSHAN can. I have here with me the Saturday, July 27, 2024. Today is Sunday, 28. And I'm reading the Saturday newspapers in which Jagdeo is very properly educating reality into Hughes. So Hughes is proposing some lofty cash transfer proposal that would see citizens earning $35,000 per year, Jagdeo. But when they come out with these things, they don't usually do their work. It was the same thing with the former leader, Ram Chatan, and others of their ilk, because they technically are trying to make some hay and make themselves sound very beautiful and joyful to turn some nerves in the head of people, especially weaklings. Sometimes like what President Trump does. President Trump tells so much lies that it boggles the human comprehension, and yet so many people believe him. Now, or so many people believe him, right? Huge, lofty cash transfer proposal would see citizens earning $35,000 per year, Jagdeo. So, $35,000 per year, and the government does so much for this country. I would choose the latter, what the government is suggesting. But let me read this article and make the necessary comments, because I know these guys in politics, they are hungry. And we must remember also some of them who are attached to oil companies and such kinds of businesses, or gold mining companies and corporations and so on. These companies would probably try to finance them in order to get some authority and power, and maybe even try to get them to be head of state so they could control the nation. They could do as they wish. We have seen these things happen in many countries in Africa, in particular, because they have a way, due to the poverty of Africa, for which the Europeans, are responsible for, and other countries as well, including North America. They pull the wool over the eyes of people there, and they manage to get their hand in the jugular, in the throat of the leaders, and they control them, and then they end up very poor and poverty-stricken, and the country is in the doldrums or in the heavy, windy area in a stage of destruction. Now, and he says that the petroleum earnings are spent on developmental projects to benefit all Guyanese. Vice President Jagdeo has scoffed at the proposal by leader of the Alliance for Change, AFC, Nigel Hughes, for direct transfer of 10% of the annual earnings from the oil and gas sector to citizens of Guyana. So you will see that 10% sounds so much because there's so much billions involved. But 10%, he don't realize, will only give $35,000 per year per citizen. And instead, the government wished to spend the money on the development of Guyana. Larger airports, better hospitals, better schools, better roads and highways, raise those things so that people can travel and be transported very easily and have a more comfortable life. And yes, when time comes for money, it will come. Now, speaking at a news conference on Thursday, Jagdeo said political parties such as the AFC often make very lofty sounding promises that have no merit. They don't have a global, well, it's in the raw. They don't have a plan to generate wealth as yet, to generate diversification, to create future income for our people. but he has a plan on how to distribute money, spend money. That this is what they're good for. Always to spend, but never to make. I have some employees like that. Spend on this, spend on that, let me buy this. Yes, yeah, but they don't know how to make the money. So I asked them, come up with similar ideas on how we can make money, not only how you can spend money. So Dr. Jagdeo is hitting the right spot here. They're sounding nice to the ears of the people and feeling nice and so on. But our people are smarter than that, and Dr. Jagdeo and his party knows exactly. They know exactly what to do and how to educate the people. Hughes, in a social media post, demanded that the government table legislation which mandates that every adult receives direct cash transfer of a payment not exceeding 10% of the annual transfer to the National Resource Fund. He added that another minimum of 10% must be saved. I wonder if the oil and gas companies that he represents, the mineral company, are telling him these things, because it sounds so ludicrous, $35,000 per adult, Let me move on. But according to Jagdeo, cash transfer is little compared to what is being spent on public servant salaries, health, education, and other sectors. He said, if you take 300 billion today and you take 10% of it, which is 30 billion, and you divide it by 850,000 people, you'll probably get $35,000 per year. That's what he wants transferred to us. I mean, it is so ludicrous. The man didn't do his math. And he's making pronouncements. I'm very disappointed here with Nigel Hughes, because politics sometimes make very wonderful, bright, sharp people very petty and puerile. Look at what a good lawyer Ramjatan has become. Look at what Trotman has become. Politics is a destroyer of careers and peoples and sometimes of their senses. This is my opinion. This is my view. Generally, I'm talking. In politics, what it does to people. Look at what it has done to Donald Trump. Now, let me move on. While he noted that more than 10% of the earnings will be saved in 2 to 3 years, he says spending or transferring monies irresponsibly is not sustainable. You can't just transfer and give away money. I know some Guyanese would love to hear that. And many Guyanese would want that $35,000 every year to just go drink and get drunk. What about the years we don't have any money? What if the price for oil drops as predicted, he questioned. So this happens often. And then you commit yourself and people get accustomed to that money, you're in trouble. Barrett, Dr. Jagdeo, continue to teach, please. Jagdeo noted that the sum being earned from Guyana's petroleum sector is only a fraction of the cost of ongoing development projects. Only a fraction, like next to nothing. He pointed to the ongoing investments into the improved roads, drainage and irrigation, infrastructure, cheap and reliable electricity, security, and other sectors, along with the payment of wages and salaries. The money that we are getting at this stage from oil and gas sector is a fraction of our development needs as a country. So it's not that much. It's only a small amount because we have to pay. Unfortunately, it is my opinion, when people invest, they invest. We are not hiring them to invest. So I disagree with that procedure and that system. If people come to invest and they want to buy a truck or a lorry and the vehicle is no good, that is their loss. In the same way, if they come to invest and they sure we had oil and they go and drill for oil, we got to pay them for all of that costs. We got to pay them for everything. Then we got to pay them a large, it's like 2/3 to clear their expenses and their debts. That's their business. We didn't invite them here. They came to invest, and I am of the opinion that these investors, if they get a loss, they're supposed to sustain it. And that is the money that they are spending. We're paying too much and we're getting back too little. It is my opinion. But we got to remember, all of that was set up, that 2% and other percentages were set up by the People's National Congress reform, and the AFC, and the thing were called Ramchatan AFC, Trotman AFC, Hughes AFC, and it was called APNU. And I go on. The money that we are getting at this stage from the oil and gas sector is a fraction of the developmental needs of as a country, he said. It's not that much. If you don't, you make some money and you eat more than what you make, then you're in trouble. The vice president further explained that all of our people want their roads fixed. They want us to be safe from flooding. And they expect you to spend money on cokers, pumping capacity, etc. They want cheap and reliable electricity. They want security. They want leisure time. They want sporting facilities built on that people can have a leisure time. So this is what Nigel Hughes does not seem to understand or to comprehend, ladies and gentlemen. It does sound sweet, you know. Give everybody 10%. Oh, yeah. But all of these things the people want. So we got to take care of all these needs, all this comfort. Everybody want new roads. Everybody want new roads. Everybody want maintained road. Everybody want good hospitals, good nurses, good doctors. And then we have the We Care cash grant already given out that the APNU, as soon as they took power, that is Nigel Hughes party and Ramchatan party, Trotman party, and the PNCR, they instantly stopped the 10%, the 10,000 cash grant, which the government of Guyana made 40,000 after they took the government in 2020. So what are you talking about, Mr. Nigel Hughes? I don't understand. I'm not against you, but you must, when you are in a public forum there, you must be careful what you're saying. Because it was your party, your AFC and your PNCR, known as APNU, that robbed the people of their 10%, of their 10,000, and which the PPPC government of your finale made 30,000 and eventually 40,000. You took it away. If you take power again, your APNU, which you all will all get married again soon, will take it away again. That's your dirty politics, Nigel, Ramchatan, Norton, Trotman. So let me find page 18 here now. 18, is it 18 or 19? Let me find it, please. Let me take a second. In the raw. So it was page 10. It continues, ladies and gentlemen. Hughes' lofty cash transfer. And he's been educated properly by Vice President Dr. Jagdeo and the former president of Guyana. There are legitimate needs of people, and with those needs, what we get now is a fraction of that. He pointed out that 90 billion has been the wage increase from 2020 to present. 90 billion, Hughes. And if you add health and education, it is gone, all the money that you're getting. Excuse me. Even as the AFC leader calls for direct transfer, now the vice president highlighted that the position is inconsistent. He referred to an April 18, 2017 article in which the then Minister of Natural Resources, Raphael Trotman, of the APNU, and also a leader in the AFC, who were married to the PNC, dismissed the notion of cash transfer from oil revenues. So when it was being talked and mooted, I was one of them. He dismissed the idea, they thought. So right now, the AFC is now like they're going through a reincarnation of thoughts. They're the ones, when Raphael Trotman objected to it, when they were in power in the marriage of APNU between the PNC and the AFC. In that article, Trotman is quoted as saying, people just sit back and don't believe they need to be doing but receiving and spending habits go bad. So Trotman was saying, is a co-founder of the AFC. He said in that article, let me go again. Trotman is quoted as saying, people just sit back and don't believe they need to do anything, but receive and spending habits go bad. Just receive and just spend. That is what people look at. Trotman is saying that, a leader now, I think chairman of the AFC, who will soon again be part of the APNU. And so, ladies and gentlemen, this is what these people do. And now they're coming up with this lofty idea of giving away money when so much is being done for the betterment of Guyana. So people of Guyana, would you want $35,000 per adult, or you will want more roads, better highways, better bridges, better electricity system, better transportation, which has been mooted and been put in place, which has been discussed and considered? Would you want better roads in your compound, in your community, your villages, hospitals and schools? Or you just want $35,000 to sit down and drink it out in one shot? On Wednesday, the government withdrew $62.3 billion from the Natural Resource Fund, marking the third transfer of the $329.8 billion in withdrawals approved by Parliament for the year. This was under the NRF, Natural Resource Fund Act 2021, as amended by the Fiscal Enactments Amendment Act 2024. The Act has seen parliamentary approval being granted for the total withdrawal of $329.8 billion. The transfer brings the accumulated withdrawals to date in 2024 to $850 million, equivalent to 176.62 billion Guyana dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, I sometimes wonder that these people, if they are truly bereft of sense, and that politics, in a way, make them look ludicrous, and the desperation to become a stooge of possibly oil companies and others, begin to turn real stooges to oil companies and mineral companies. Your friend, your brother, me, HAJI, Dr. ROSHAN can, Inda, raw. And they will break your country, our country, for that, and come up with a ludicrous idea of $35,000 per year, not per month even. Farewell, friends, and thank you. God bless you. Inda, raw.